So a lot of people think that everything good on the guitar happens on the left hand, and I'm here to argue that it's with the right hand. Check this out. I'm just going to play a C chord. I'm not going to move my left hand at all, and look how many different permutations of sounds I can make just with my right hand. I could strum it. I could finger pick it. I could pluck it. Or pluck and check. My point is there's so many different ways that you can make a chord sound exciting. So in this lesson, I'm going to go over 5 different ways that you can make some really cool finger picking sounds on the guitar just with your right hand. My name's Jesse Glick. This is a 5-Minute Monday. Let's get into it. Alright, so the cool thing about this lesson is we're going to use the same chords and the same strings for all 5 techniques. So we're going to use C major, A minor, F major, and G major. And a good rule of thumb is if you're using a chord that starts on the A string, we'll use the middle 4 strings. If you're playing a chord that starts on the lowest E string, then we're going to use the low E string and then the D, G, and B string. So for F major, that would be low E, D, G, B. And for G major, that would be low E, D, G, B. So the first technique is just arpeggiating the chord, meaning playing each note one at a time. So that would sound like this. So I'm just playing every single string in a row. That one should be pretty easy, so let's move on to number 2. Alright, so the next pattern I'm going to teach is a basic finger picking pattern. Here's what it sounds like. So to get this pattern down, first we need to learn how to count it out. So to count it, it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The first part is to get the thumb alternating between the A and the D string. So that sounds like this. And if you count it, it would sound like this. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So the next part in the counting sequence goes to 3. So that's going to be on the A string, 3. Then we have and on the G string, 4 on the D string, and then another and on the B string. So in total, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So in total, with all the chords, it would sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then when we switch to the F chord, these 3 strings stay the same and we just use the low E string instead. So F, and then G, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Hey, I just wanted to jump in real quick and mention that the vast majority of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. So if you enjoy what you're watching and you want to learn some more stuff, hit the subscribe button. It's the easiest way you can help me out. I also offer private lessons over Zoom, so if you're interested in that, shoot me an email at jesseglickmusic@gmail.com or shoot me a message on my Instagram right here. Anyways, let's get back to the video. For this next pattern, we're going to pluck the guitar. So to do that, we're going to take our index, middle, and ring fingers and actually pull on the D, G, and B strings. And the 1 of this pattern will start on the A string. So we have 1, and then on and we're going to pull. So 1 and then on 2, we're going to hit the guitar with our palm. So we have 1 and 2, and then the next and is going to be another pluck with those 3 fingers. So we have 1 and 2 and that's the whole sequence, and we just repeat that for each chord. So that would sound like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so on and so forth. Alright, so pattern number 4 is called the pluck and chuck. So first off, it sounds like this. Alright, so the pluck and chuck is going to be the same as the finger picking pattern of number 2. We're counting it the same. The only thing that's changing is we're actually going to hit the guitar on beats 2 and 4. So for the finger picking, we had 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. For this, it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So slowly, we have 1 and 2. So 1 and 2, and then there's a rest. And then on 3, we're going to pick the A string again. So we have 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. And then and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So on 4 we're hitting the guitar. So in total, slowly, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so for technique number 5, I don't really have a name for it, so I'm going to need you to help me out in the comments and let me know what you think it should be called. But this is what it sounds like. So this one's pretty difficult to get down, so I'm actually going to break it down without the palm hits first. So slowly, if we don't do it with palm hits and we just pick, it would sound like this. So for this, I'm just alternating between the A string, the G string, and the B string. So the first part of it slowly. We have A string, G string, A string, B string. And then back to A string. So we have A string, G string, A string, B string, A string, G string. Chords. So if we want to add those hits to it to make it sound more like a snare drum, instead of picking the A string, we're actually going to hit it. We're going to slap it with a thumb like this. And it's going to take a long time to get that down, but once you do, you're really off to the races. So instead of this, you have this. The only thing that's changing is instead of picking the note, I'm hitting it with my thumb. So there you go, there's 5 different techniques you can use to pick different chords on the guitar. So give these all a try and let me know what you think. Let me know if you recognize any songs that use some of these patterns. I'm curious what you guys think. I think for that 5th one, there's definitely a song in mind. But all that out of the way, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you do have any questions, just let me know. And again, if you want to take lessons, just shoot me an email. I'm happy to talk and see what we can do to take you to the next level. But for now, my name's Jesse Glick. That was a 5-Minute Monday, and I'll see you in the next one.